so special.
If you talking about the next crew, guess who? Yes, sir. Drake, Tay, and Big J. Yes, you next up. Represent for Dega Nation line. What the best watch do. Watch the podcast go nationwide. I gon' bless you. They locked in. Let's break down the best ballers in the county. Name your top 10, top 25. DJ breaking down all these stats with facts who fine. If you thought that you was new, but them not facts, not that you lied. They talking about nothing but the GOATs. In this conversation, wasn't the greatest on 18. In this conversation, giving out honorable mentions all around Dega Nation and giving out flowers and doing some real debating. Like take Chig, the best all around athlete that I ever seen. I'm the best all around rapper, others after me. I feel like Boogie Wilson when I'm running, you can't tackle me. I told them people, Dega Nation coming, join the winning team. No cap, we ball around here. No cap, some dogs around here. I'm talking about Ben Bean, living legends all around here. The best we done saw around here. So welcome to Dega Nation Live.
My brother.
How you doing, my boy? How you doing?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Looking good. Feeling good.
Good to see you, boy.
Good to see you too, my brother. Oh, man.
Boy, you over there shining. Boy, over there shining, eh?
Man, welcome to Dega Nation Live, baby. My name is Chig. I'm the co-founder of Dega Nation Live. It's
BJ Webb. We here.
And we got a guy with Drake Evans in the background. He is our executive producer. Hey, before we start the show, I want to do something real quick.
Okay.
My guy is turning 30 this Saturday. Drake Evans.
No.
Yeah, so we're not gonna have hear me out. Hear me out. We're not gonna have a show to next week, right? So this weekend he turned 30. That's a big mark in his life, you know. And I would just want to give his flowers real quick because I remember July the 2nd, 2024. Me and you started this thing, right? And that was a vision for me and you. We just, hey, let's do it. We don't be perfect. We just gonna get into this thing. We're just gonna go with it. We know it's gonna go crazy like that the first episode, right?
Not a clue.
And Drake saw the vision. Drake saw something bigger, and he added more value to Dega Nation Live and his creativity and his intelligence and just his vision, man. I appreciate him. I want to say thank you so much for what you have done for Dega Nation Live, man. I want to give you your flowers right now on Dega Nation Live, a show that you help increase. Elevate.
Yeah. You did.
And watch this, DJ. His wife's birthday, the same day his birthday.
Impossible. Impossible.
And hey, shout out to Miss Evans. Her birthday is Saturday too, so happy birthday to her as well.
Good deal.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Hey man, how you feeling, man? You want to say something? You want to share something real quick?
No, I ain't got nothing to say about Drake, man. But look. When I say he took it to another level, though, he definitely did. Like, me, you were just on here. He took graphics and everything, bro. It went to a whole nother, professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he took it to another level. Like you said, he saw the vision, and jumped on. He took us. He took off. Dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, salute to my boy Drake Evans, man. Happy early birthday. You turned 30, man. Go enjoy yourself and find your peace and make sure you have fun, man. Oh, man, let's get into it, man. Last week, man, we had a great show. You want to talk about that a little bit?
It's almost near 9,000.
Wow.
Almost near 9,000, bro.
So for the people that don't know what happened last week, you want to go to, kind of.
Championship coach, man. First ever in Winterboro. History. The girls won the championship, man, state championship, and we had the one and only Rebecca Williams on, and she went crazy. She went crazy with it, bro. And guess what? The people tuned in to see her go crazy and give her flowers. So it was a great show, like for real, great.
Yeah,
great show.
Yeah, we needed that show, man. We did. We needed that show. Just giving her flowers and being the first state championship in Winterboro basketball, ladies basketball, right?
Yeah.
That's the first ever championship, BJ.
Ever.
That's amazing. Like she said, she did it for the Winterboro community. She's not from there, right? Yeah. So it means more to them probably than to her, but she still add value to those girls, being a role model and a leader to those kids, man. And salute to Coach Williams again for coming on Dega Nation Live, taking her time out the day and put on the show. She put on the show.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So we got something special today, though, man. Let's talk about it. Hey, Drake, hey, BJ, we are learning today. Don't get on how we know what's going on. We are learning today.
Not finna act like I know what's going on. We got some people who do, though.
No, we do.
We got some people who do, though.
Yeah, we do. So we got Chad Martin coming on today, man. We're going to get into that. But, man, we got some special guests as well. And BJ, let's get into it.
Let's do it, man. Hey, look, y'all. I got this guy coming, man. He's special, man. He's special, man. He's a lawyer, national policy leader, the first black mayor in Talladega history. Big time. You always the first major. Today, he serves as a chief policy officer for a national nonprofit serving youth and families in more than 30 states, y'all, including Washington, D.C. And guess what? He's no stranger to Digger Nation Live, because we done had him on before. Y'all do me a favor, show some love for our guy, Timothy Ragland.
Tim!
There you go. There you go.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me back.
Man, I do.
Man, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. How you feeling, Tim?
Hey, I feel good, man. I'm ready to have this conversation.
Hey, they don't talk about you looking good over there, man. You got the camera on you, you got the light on. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. Oh, man.
Like,
so we got another special guest today. And this person means a lot to me. She's always bought into my vision, and like I said, she always been a phone call away. And so let me identify her and give her flowers as well. Jessica Moss has worked in a Democratic political for over 10 years. During her career, she has contributed to campaigns in several states, including Florida, Georgia, Maryland, and New York. Most notable, she previously served as a political director for the Alabama Democratic Party. In recent years, Jessica has worked as a national training director at the Democratic National Committee in DNC. She is a native of Huntsville, Alabama, and she graduated from the University of North Alabama with a degree in political science. She also has a Master of Public Administration from the University of Massachusetts, Boston. Welcome to Digger Nation Live, Miss Jessica Washington Moss.
Hey y'all, thanks for having me on. Super excited to be here.
Welcome, Jessica. Welcome. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I've had 4 seasons in 24 hours in DC, but feeling good.
So I know Tim has been on here before, so you just now coming on. So you want to tell people who know you, you want to tell a little bit about you and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I mean, you read my bio, but I've been in Democratic politics for a long time and have touched a lot of different issues, some education, also in campaign finance specifically. But Alabama's my home and have done a lot of work with a lot of elected officials in the state of Alabama. Even tried to recruit Tim for higher office at one point. So anything candidate recruitment, electoral politics, like that's what I do. I let Tim handle the policy.
Good deal.
Well, be Jessica, man, like I said, she had always been like a friend for me. Jessica, she got married like 2 years ago. She had a nice wedding, man. I mean, I like it.
Big time.
Wedding.
They say Barack was there.
Not too much on me.
Well, hey, it's crazy because it made it so easy when I added Tim and her in a group because they knew each other already because, kind of working in the same field. So they kind of made it easy for me working in the politics, Man, I'm excited. So Tim, hey, welcome Tim and welcome Jessica. Hey, Tim, your flow.
No, wait, Tim.
We're gonna have a great conversation tonight. See, I gotta get in the flow, man. So I'm introducing Chad Martin. He's a candidate for Alabama governor. He graduated from Enterprise High School in 1986. I almost said the rest of that song. Y'all know what happened back in 1986, but we'll leave that alone for now. He then attended the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga on a football scholarship, where he earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice in 1991. He went on to found the Thunder Industrial Supply Company, and later established Alabama's first hemp dispensary, Honeysuckle Hemp Company in Boca. Chad refers to as the citizens-driven movement has grown rapidly to over 45,000 followers. His years of experience in business creation and management can potentially elevate Alabama's job market and improve quality of life for all Alabamians. Welcome, Chad Martin.
Wow.
There you go.
Hey.
Welcome.
Welcome to Digger Nation Live, Mr. Chad.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, thank you so much for having me here. I'm kind of nervous of hearing all these great people here. So,
Hey, Mr. Che, how you doing today? How you feeling? How you feeling?
well, I'm just like Marvin Gaye. I just want to know what's going on there, with Dega Nation. So, yeah, I'm doing great. I'll tell you something. I love people. I love our state. And a lot of people ask me, say, why would you do this? And this is something you have to do because you love, because there's a lot of good. The good is meeting people all over the state, just like you guys and ma'am, you too. I didn't want to leave you out there. And anyway, I enjoy it, and I can tell all four of you love this state like I do, and that's why we all do this stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mr. Martin, I got something special for you. Do you mind me playing something they call Lower Alabama?
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it. I got something special for you because I love your talents and I love this video.
Thank you so much.
I was born on a little county road. I wasn't real sure where it goes. Daddy worked hard every single day. He was always worried about bills to pay. We were poor but proud. A barbecue and beer and we'd get really loud. I live in Lower Alabama. It's where the good Lord set me free. I live in Lower Alabama. It's where my heart will always be. Mama made gizzards and rice. She put money in a jar for a tithe. We always helped people in need. A hog leg and a big shade tree. A 1979 Z28. Running them back roads sure felt great. I live in Lower Alabama. It's where the good Lord set me free. I live in Lower Alabama. It's where my heart will always be.
Mr. Martin, I got a question real quick. Because I love when someone tell their story through songs, right? What was going through your mind when you made this song? Thank you, Meet 3. I'm reading our mic, Meet 3. Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Martin. I think we hear you now.
All right. Am I unmuted now?
Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. I've written quite a bit of songs, but that particular song, I was just sitting around. I built an old fire one night, and I was sitting around it by myself, and I just kind of looked up into the sky, and I thought, this is such a beautiful state, and we've had our problems in this state, and we still have our problems in this state, but that doesn't change the fact that Alabama is really a beautiful state. Yeah. I tell people we have from the Appalachian mountain range where it starts in North Alabama to Gulf front footage down in Orange Beach. and everything in between, you know, mountains, rivers, big lakes. And you know, I love our state. And so, and when you just played that, I was like, this is almost like a campaign video. I never thought about it. I mean, but yeah, you know, but I write simple songs that, like you said, that are just my life experiences. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, that's great, Mr. Martin. I can relate to things like that. BJ, you got something?
No, I mean, so you from Enterprise,
Yes, sir.
but you lived in Lincoln too?
No. I know where Lincoln is. I've lived in Enterprise and Dothan.
You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get the folks.
LA.
They like to call themselves Lower Alabama, Lincoln.
Really?
I knew that one right.
Oh, dude, I didn't know that.
When I said Lower Alabama, I was like, oh, Lincoln.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Now I've been to Lincoln. Yeah, they're right there by Talladega, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So we like to play a game called Facts or Cap.
Okay.
We're gonna do a little different today. Me and BJ kind of get involved and we kind of, give our opinion and tell you how we feel about facts or even cap. We want you and Miss Jessica Moss, and we want Tim and Ragland. We want you guys to kind of flow with things today. Y'all answer the question, and y'all go facts or cap. We want y'all to play the game today. We're gonna kind of be in the middle, directing things, but we want y'all to have fun today.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So we'll get right into facts or cap. Here we go. Have a little fun. Gotta be.
Okay, so look, we got facts or cap. So it's gonna be a random phrase. We honestly don't know what it is. It's gonna be new to us. It's gonna be a phrase, and we either gotta say facts or cap, and we can't expound on why it's facts or why it's cap. And cap is basically, I disagree with that. That ain't true. So we either gonna agree or disagree, and you can explain why if you want to. Facts or cap. Let's do it.
Let's get it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Former collegiate athletes make great leaders. Former collegiate athletes make great leaders. Is that statement facts or is that cap?
We'll let Jessica go because she's a lady. So we'll go.
Okay.
I'll say facts.
Why?
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 I think every great leader has to be a part of a team first. And I think sports teaches you how to be a team player. And I think, when you are playing a sport, your coach is basically helping you buy into a vision. And that's a skill that I think that you take and can apply to like everyday life, whether that is in a boardroom or running your own business or even, running for office. I think the biggest thing that you have to do is get people to buy into your vision. And I think you learn that with playing sports. So I think facts.
Good. Next, you go with that.
Is it me?
Yeah, you can go next. You go next.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna. That was great, by the way, what she said. But I'm gonna have to say cap because I lived in a college football dorm, and not all of them are great leaders that I lived with in that dorm. And but I will agree with what you said. A majority are, but there's a lot of people in college athletics, and not every single person is going to be a leader.
That's good. That's great. What you got for me, Mr. Tim?
I'm gonna say facts, man. My wife, former D1 volleyball player, so she's a great leader. And if I said anything else, I might get in a little trouble. So
they pinned you up there.
Okay.
So you want to go?
No, we let them rock it out, B.
Okay.
Directing everything. We in the middle of today.
Let's roll. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep it rolling. If Nick Saban ever ran for governor, it would be a landslide victory. Facts or cap?
Ooh. Same order. We go same order.
Same order.
I'm going to say facts.
Explain why you think it's fat, Jessica.
I
Maybe
gotta explain. I mean,
yeah.
I just feel like Nick Saban to go, and I feel like a lot of what I've seen in this profession is a lot of people are getting away from voting for traditional establishment type candidates, and I think he already has name recognition. We know he can raise the money. He has a huge following just in general, separate of sports. So I think facts.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to say facts too, and I have to say, I think a lot of people admire Nick Saban not for just his coaching, but I think he kind of makes people dream by what you've seen him do in the business part of life and owning Mercedes dealerships from Central to South Florida. And, I can't remember if it's Porsche or Lamborghini in Nashville, and having a Mercedes package named after him for one of the vans they have. It's called the Nick Saban package. And he's he's the real deal when it comes to coaching and in business leadership.
Wow. 1 second, Tim. Hey, if you just now tuning in, Digga Nation Live, make sure you share Digga Nation Live right now. We are live on Facebook and also YouTube. You can follow us on all platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and also YouTube. Right. So not Twitch right now. We're still working on Twitch, but thank you for following Digga Nation Live and being following us on this whole journey. Make sure you share Digga Nation Live right now as we speak. Let's go, Tim.
Man, I gotta agree with my colleagues and say facts. I mean, everybody in the state knows him. I think the only place he would have trouble is probably in that area that usually, lose in November. That's probably the only place where he may not get the victory. But yeah, it'll be a landslide for sure.
All right, hey, hold on. I'm so sorry.
God almighty, man.
I'm so sorry. We never had a show and not prayed before the show. I'm so sorry. We gotta stop.
You always be trying to jump ahead.
I'm so sorry. We gotta stop right now.
It's all right.
We gotta stop right now. I'm sorry. We gotta say our prayer, y'all. Oh my God. Dear Father, as we come to you today, Father God, we are so sorry, Father God. You always come first. Father God, thank you so much just for this day. Thank you for our guests, Father God. Continue to watch over them. Father, thank you for my family. Thank you for Street family. Thank you for BJ family. Thank you for Mr. Moore family. Thank you for Tim family. And thank you for Jessica family, Father God. Father, please just continue to watch over Digga Nation Live as we give people their flowers while they still here instead of while they in the ground, Father God. Father, just tell your people you love them. We love you, Father God, for being our leader. We love you for always being there for us, Father God, when we're not being obedient. Father, we walk by faith, not by sight. Father God, I'm so sorry for not giving you the first prayer today. We never did that, Father God. Father, thank you for giving us the strength to keep going. When we feel weak, when we go through anxiety, when we go through depression, when we go through suicide thoughts, Father God. Father, just thank you so much. Keep watching over me. As I go through this journey, Father God, to build myself, Father God, and continue to keep going. Father, just thank you so much, Father. Father, we are thankful for you. We love you, Father God. God bless you. Amen.
Man.
I'm so sorry about that, man. We always say a prayer before the show, and BJ wanted saw it too fast, so I'm sorry about that, y'all.
Boy, I gotta slow you down every time. Boy.
Let's go, man. Let's go. So, Tim, you answered your question already?
Yep.
All right. Let's move on. You gotta be.
Local government decisions matter more than national ones. Local government decisions matter more than national ones. Facts.
What you got, Jessica?
Y'all went on me?
Yeah.
I think that I don't have a good answer for this one because I do feel as though a lot of times you feel the impact of local government decisions, so local electeds impact you pretty quickly. I think we've seen sort of a change in the way in which we've been impacted by like the federal government. So
Okay.
I'm gonna give this to Tim. To maybe he got something else to say. I don't know.
Okay, Mr. Mark.
Yeah, first of all, man, y'all are asking some tough stuff where there's not even, like she said, like really an answer. But I'll have to say Cap.
Okay.
But thankfully, I get to explain. I think the local decisions are extremely important. The only reason I say Cap is because you're thinking about things at national decisions that have us in like a conflict or war right now. But they're both very important. Very tough question.
Okay. Yeah, Drake came with something tough right here. God.
Tim?
So I gotta say fact as a former mayor. I do think national decisions have a big impact, but stuff like zoning, where your kids go to school, what kind of businesses you can put in certain places, education, policing, infrastructure, all of that stuff is very important. So I'm gonna say facts on that local government.
Okay. It's good. Good. You got something, baby?
No, I was gonna let Nick Saban answer that question. We go to next.
Let's move on. I think that's it for facts or cap. We'll move on to would you rather.
Okay.
Once again, if you're just not tuning in, make sure you share Dega Nation Live as we go to Would You Rather, one of the BJ favorite segments of the show.
No, it's not.
Hey, once again, you can play with us too. In the chat, you can play with us in the chat. You can answer these questions as well. You can follow along with us, okay? Let's get right to it. Would you rather? Let's go.
All right. Would you rather be a great listener or a great speaker?
Okay, I switch it around this time. I'll let Tim go first. No. I'll let Chad go first.
Okay.
I think if I had to choose at this current spot in my life, I think I'd rather be a great speaker because I'm trying to sway people and I'm trying to win this election here in Alabama. So I would say a great speaker right now.
That's good. Okay. All right, Tim.
I understand that answer, Chad. I would say where I am in my life right now, great listener. You can learn a lot more from listening than you can from talking. You can build strong relationships, get people to trust your communication, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna say listener.
That's good. I like that, Tim. I like that.
I'm gonna also say listener. I think listening has informed a lot of like decisions that I've made, not only in my personal life but also professionally. I think you learn more, especially politically, about people's agenda by listening to them. So I think listening is extremely important. So yeah.
Okay. Good. Good.
You want to answer the B or we'll move on?
No, you said we're moving on. Is it?
Okay. We'll move on to the next. I like that though. I like every last one of y'all answers right there. That was good.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Would you rather play sports in extreme heat or freezing cold?
That's good. Same order. Mr. Chad, you first.
Well, I was a former offensive lineman, so I'm going to say freezing cold. The big guys don't do well in that extreme heat. So
That's true. Tim?
Man, I'm gonna say I'd rather do anything in the cold because you can always warm up. It's real hard to cool down. So I'm gonna go with cold for me.
I like that.
Good.
Ms. Moss?
I'm gonna go with heat. One, I'm a summer baby, and also my iron is too low to do anything in the freezing cold. My check engine light would be on, so heat for me.
Go ahead, B. We'll go with this one.
Huh?
We'll play along with this one. Go ahead.
Hey, bro, it felt so good that morning, man. It was like 26 degrees, bro. That heat. Hey, dog, I can't even sleep when it's hot. I can't sleep when it's hot. So when it's cold, what I can do? I get up under 3-4 blankets and sleep like a baby. When it's hot, I can't sleep. Give me that cold, man, all day. I'll take it.
Well, let me say this: for the people who play sports in the cold, not getting in the game, that's difficult.
Oh yeah.
That's difficult. You know how it is to be on that. You know how it is, BJ.
I'll tell you, like, I remember you at 8 a.m.
You
Like,
know how it is to be on that sideline,
like
not
freezing.
getting in
You
that game.
freezing.
Oh, gosh,
You freezing
the
at 8
cold hurt. But they got heater. They got stuff in your pockets now. Heater, heater pockets. They got stuff in your heater warmers and all that stuff now. But I like to play in the screaming heat. I like to play in the hot.
No, you don't. Why you lying in front of everybody?
Yes, I do. I want to be in the sun, bro. I want to be hot.
What the
I
sun?
don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in no freezing cold weather, man.
He like to have his shades on. He like the heat.
I'm gonna choose. I gotta be different. I gotta say playing sports in the
You
screen.
be different how you want to. You be like Drake and want to get knocked out like MMA fighter. And crazy answer. That won't like it.
I'm saying that because during the summer camp and training camp, that's when everything get riding for me. That's when we build a chemistry with our teammates, man. You know that.
You be the main one crying about it's hot. Tell me you need water breaks.
Yeah, well,
You be the first one.
We got water. I'm saying the heat. I'm saying extremely heat. I like the. We ain't talking about the air conditioning in the house. We talking about sports. I'm talking about, I want to be in the heat. I'm choosing extremely heat. So that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
With that one. Let's move on. BJ.
Would you rather stand alone on your beliefs or compromise to move forward? Would you rather stand alone on your beliefs or compromise to move forward?
I think if it's to me, and I'm trying to answer as honest as I can, I think it right now with what I'm doing, compromise is so important because that's just what we don't have right now in government. It's everything is getting rammed down our throats from the national level, from the state level. And so I've already decided that it's just like people will ask me, are you going to work with a certain president? And here's the thing I try to explain is, of course I am. I want to better the state of Alabama, and that requires me working with people, whether I agree or disagree. So, and that's kind of why I come from that position of compromise.
Good. Before we go to the next answer, do all our guests have Dega Nation Live right now pulled up? Do y'all got to share it on y'all Facebook page?
Yep.
I am going, when we're finished with it, I'm going to share it out to my big platform on the governor's page. I don't have a share button that I see right now.
Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure. Just want to make sure your fans and your people see you.
Yeah.
So.
I signed in through the website link. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Tim, you up?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I agree with Chad. Compromise to move forward. Sometimes, especially in politics, you have to give up great for good so that you can get something done. You know what I mean? Like you 100% of something is better than 0% of nothing. Like sometimes you got to bite that bullet and give it and do something that you might not necessarily want to do to accomplish the goal you're trying to accomplish.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Yes, Moss.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna stand alone in my beliefs. I'm not a legislator, so I don't have to do a lot of compromising in the way in which you all are talking about, but typically I am the only Black woman in the room and sometimes the only Black person in the room, and I have to bring that voice there. And a lot of times that means that like I can't compromise on what I believe because people are expecting me to bring that voice to that space. So from that standpoint, I would have to stand alone in my beliefs.
That's good. That's good. I like y'all question. They say y'all dropping bars in him. Hey, drop some fire emojis in the chat right now, fire guests.
For
All
sure.
right, let's move on. Let's move on. That's good. That's good.
Might be it for Rude Rep, take.
Well, that was a wrap for Would You Rather. So right now, if you just now tune in, make sure you share Digger Nation Live. We're gonna get right into the interview questions.
Let's get down with the get down.
B, I'm gonna let you start off. And we got
No,
that. We're gonna
no, you got it. No, you got it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So this question is for you, Mr. Mar. You first, I'm just gonna warm you up a little bit. Tell your people who might don't know who you are, Mr. Mar. Tell who you are and tell a little bit about you and how you was raised and came up.
Well, I appreciate you letting me do that. I like to tell that because most of the people running for state office and national office typically come from elite. The ones that have success seem to come from elite type status and things like that. And I was born to a great mom and dad, Glenn and Evelyn Martin, and my mom didn't finish 10th grade of high school. My dad finished high school only. And so I watched for years. My mom had a beauty shop in one end of our house, and she cut people's hair in this community for 22 years to her knees and shoulders couldn't take it anymore. My dad was a mechanic and started a small mobile home park here around Enterprise because the local Army base was very busy and didn't have enough barracks for the soldiers. And he saw an opportunity there to provide housing at that time, it was a lot of soldiers. And so, and me and myself, I was fortunate enough to get the full football scholarship that paid for food, books, tuition, all of it, room and board. And it was just a great gift in my life. And when I got out of college, and I like people to know this, I mean, when I say I started at the bottom, I was selling Electrolux vacuum cleaners door to door, getting rejected daily, all day long for the most part. But I just kept working my way through life and finally got to the point. And you mentioned the Thunder industrial business. I started that from the bedroom that I slept in. I had a little corner desk and ran it that way for 7 years and turned it into over a $2 million company right out of my little bedroom desk. And, now we have a nice office in Dothan and my daughter runs it. Yeah, thank you. And, we were talking about birthdays. I'll be 58 next Saturday on March 28th. And so I've been able to get to a point in my life where I can, at a relatively young age, slow things down a little bit. And that's why I'm able to focus on this race and things like that. But and a lot of people talk about things that happen in life. I had a brother at 40 years old that died while incarcerated. And so there's a lot of understanding in me of the real world of what most people in Alabama and America go through.
Wow, that was good, man. That's a great story. Great story. What you got, B?
I just got one because I know these two. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna let them go. But when did you first have the dream, or when did it hit you that you wanted to be in politics?
Well, it all started. My daughter, who's 31 years old, I guess it's been several years ago, but one night I was in the local grocery store. I was living in Dothan at that time, and I saw one of her friends she grew up with, and they were all. She had recently graduated from Troy University with a degree in special education, a teacher. And when I was talking to her, I hadn't seen her in a couple of years, and I said something. I said, "Yeah, I heard you're a teacher now." And she kind of slumped her head when she told me about it. And she said, "These student loans are eating me alive." And she said, I'm working at a small county school that's not paying me well. And I'm not even able to get out right now and get my own apartment or anything like that because I just can't afford it." And then this was really what triggered me to run. She said, the thing I didn't really know that I was going to have to do was supply the paper towels and soap and things like that for the classroom. And she explained that parents were supposed to chip in and help, but she said she was in a poor area and nobody chipped in. And she said 2 times a year she had to come out with almost $800 of her own money to pay for paper towels and things like that in her classroom. And it just hit me. I was like, what is going on here? I mean, teachers, and I know I can just tell by everybody in this forum, everybody in this forum has had an influential teacher in their life, or we wouldn't be on this forum tonight. I mean, and so I just thought, we're sending our most valuable assets, our children, to school and not even sending them to a classroom that's furnished with the basic necessities. I mean, and I said, I'm going to try to do something about this. And that's when I decided that I was going to try to run for governor. And I'll be honest with you, we've been very fortunate and lucky to have a lot of the state get behind us because I'm one of the lowest funded candidates in the state, but we've somehow been able to kind of push through that. It's just, and if any of you follow me, we work hard,
That's good. Wait, this is the last question I got for you. Then I'm gonna let Jessica and Tim take over from here.
Okay.
What was your football career like? I know high school career as well. What was your high school? You can kind of talk your high school career throughout your college career. How was that for you?
So here's what's so crazy about my football career. And the craziness starts, I was the starting quarterback at Enterprise Junior High in 8th and 9th grade. And then when I got to high school, they moved me to tight end. And so I played tight end at Enterprise through 10th through 12th grade. And then the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga signed me. And they just happened to have a tight end from Birmingham that ended up being a 4th-round draft pick. So he pretty much had that position locked down. And they said they wanted to move me to what they called quick tackle on the offensive line. And the quick tackle always blocks the other team's best pass rusher. So you have to be fairly athletic at that position because, I mean, these really, when you're talking about the top pass rusher from every team, you're talking about some good players at that position. So, yeah, and I was real fortunate. I played up there at Chattanooga, and literally probably half the coaches there went on to have very successful NFL careers. And so I was always blessed to get really good coaching, and I loved it. And a local Alabama guy came in right as I was leaving, Terrell Owens.
I'm gonna ask you that. Okay.
So we do have an NFL Hall of Famer out at Chattanooga. So
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think Jessica might come right back. I think she had left for a minute to come right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Tim kind of take over from here.
Jim.
Ask some great questions he have for you. So here we go, Tim. You got the floor.
I appreciate you, Tate. Chad, listen, man, I really want to set the stage. We can't get into everything tonight, but I do want to hit some of the highlights.
Okay.
So you talked about education. I'm interested to know, I know you support the Alabama Education Lottery. How do you think that can, if Alabama was to get a lottery, we see folks going to Georgia, to Mississippi, to Florida. You go to the state line, a certain time of the month, you see all Alabama tags at the store playing a lottery. How can that, having an education lottery, how can that help our students in Alabama and help teachers like the one that you mentioned in your story earlier?
Well, and first of all, when it comes to the lottery, I'm tired of building schools in Florida, Georgia, and Tennessee, while a lot of ours are dilapidating here in the state of Alabama. It just doesn't make sense. I think, and when it comes to the lottery, the things, first of all, if they would get legislation passed to get this on the ballot for citizens to vote on, I'm pretty sure I would think it would pass by 85% or 90%, because I don't think the lottery it used to be about religious morals and things like that, but now 46 out of 50 states have the lottery, and it's just a way of doing business here in America. And we're one of the states that do not have it, obviously. And if you kind of think about it, that's where we rank in education. I mean, there's 46 states that have lottery, and we fall at about 46th in education. I want to, if we can get the lottery passed, obviously one of the things I think we've got to do first of all is we've got to get our teachers up to pay standards across this country because they're behind. The second thing I want to do is I definitely want to invest in new buildings and infrastructure in the school system. I want to invest in things that we need for high-tech programs, which is what the world is going to here. But one of the biggest things I would like to make a change in here in the state of Alabama, and nobody ever really just says this, but we've consistently ranked near the bottom in education for most of my adult life that I know of. And I think one of the things I would like to do would make it an investment. I would like to make an investment and bring some of the top program managers in this country, educational program managers, right here to Alabama and help us lay the foundation and the core to start a new way in our educational system. We have a broken system, and I think we're at a point we almost have to start over, you know?
Okay.
That's good.
I like that. We got a teacher on here, so I think that sounded UB.
Most
Just
definitely.
you hop in. I know.
Yeah, just continue.
Yeah, and listen, I think we have great teachers. I just don't think we have the leadership at the top to support those teachers. I am where I am today because of teachers in my life. I mean, some of the most defining moments of my career have been something that a teacher's told me, and usually that's after class or before class when they're really trying to motivate you, trying to get you on the right path. And I know all of us have had that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got it, Jessica.
Yeah, so I just wanted to keep on the theme with education. I'm curious a little bit about your thoughts around this specific piece of education, which is that, in a place like Alabama where race has played such a significant role in our state's history, would love to hear what your thoughts are on how history and race are being taught in our schools specifically.
Well, and when I first got into this campaign, one of the things I said is, and I speak to groups sometimes that are predominantly white, sometimes predominantly black, some mixed, some Latino. And the one thing I've always said is we can't, as a candidate like myself, walk through life and get into this race and act like we've not had problems here in Alabama when it comes to race. We have to have somebody step up and just acknowledge that. And that's what I'm doing. I've lived in Alabama for 58 years. I've seen the racism firsthand. I've seen how different segments of the community are treated different because of their race. And I hate to say it, in some of these parts of Alabama, that's all some people have ever seen, but that doesn't make it okay. This is a new day and age, and I will tell you this. The only thing I can do as governor here in the state of Alabama is I can lead by an example, and it will start the first day that I can name my cabinet around me. And I tell people, you're going to see from day one, when you look at the picture with me standing there with my cabinet, it's going to be the first time in Alabama history you look and you see colors of people, and you see men, you see women, you see somebody that works at Lowe's, not a millionaire's grandson that's been appointed to it. You're going to see working class people on the cabinet that surrounds me that can deal and talk to Alabamians and understand exactly what they're going through.
That was good. Got you, Tim. That was great. I like that. I like the answer too. Good question too, by the way, Jessica. Go, Tim.
Really good question. So I want to pivot a little bit to talk about. I guess I'll go back to what you mentioned. I'm sorry to hear about your brother.
Thank you so much.
Passing away in prison.
Yeah.
There was recently a documentary, The Alabama Solution. I don't know if everybody's seen it. If you haven't, definitely check it out. There's been dissent decrees from federal courts about our prison system. The Supreme Court has said that the Alabama prison system violates Eighth Amendment, unusual punishment. So, as governor, what would you do to make sure that our prisons meet the standard that they should meet? We know that folks are in prison; they're doing their time, but they still are human beings and should be treated as such. What would you do as governor to help alleviate those problems in the state?
Well, the first thing I would do is I would eliminate contracted services within the prison system and let the state of Alabama handle our own business here, where we can have some kind of account what's going on in this system. Secondly, the reason I want to do that, if you're paying for a contracted service, you're paying double because that private company's got to make money themselves. Some of the biggest problems I have right now with the prison system, for instance, we have a program now where inmates can go out and work every single day at somewhere like McDonald's or a fast food restaurant. Things like that are typically what they are. Well, the state takes a portion of that money, a big portion of it. The inmate gets a small portion of it. Well, this sometimes goes on for a year, 2 years, in some cases starting a third year. Well, the problem I have is these same inmates will go up for parole and are getting denied parole. But here's my problem with that. Are they being denied parole because they're making money for the state? Or I mean, and let's just face it. I mean, if somebody's going to be out working for 2 or 3 years in the general public, they're equipped to go home and take care of their family and work for their family. One of the biggest things I'd like to do personally within the prison system is I would like to create a better trade industry within the prison systems. I would like for our nonviolent inmates to be able to go in and take trade classes and not only take the classes in HVAC or woodworking, whatever it may be, but come out of that prison with a license for that trade and ready to go to work. And let's stop recidivism in this state. That's our biggest problem. It's a revolving door in and out of the prison system. It's a revolving door because we are not doing anything to help these prisoners get ready for the outside world, and that's super important. And and then unfortunately, when they get on the outside world, they're walking into the 6th-ranked state in America in poverty with not a lot of great opportunities, except I will say this, certain areas of the state have good industry development, around Huntsville, for example. But lots, like there in Talladega, I mean, there needs to be economic development there. I know Talladega, I know Munford, I know all those areas.
Gosh.
Yeah, Silicaga. I mean, there needs to be aerospace industries around there. There needs to be jobs making $25 to $40 an hour. And the way I'm going to do that is that's really what my specialty is business related matters. And what I'm going to do as governor, I'm going to have one of the top industry recruiting teams in the nation based right there out of Montgomery. And the difference is we're going to scour the globe, but they're not just going to talk to them. You're going to have a governor that helps actively recruit and place these businesses here in the state. And that's not what we've had for the last 11 years. Quite honestly, we've had a governor that does a lot of sitting on the recliner in the governor's mansion. And by the way, I always tell people the first executive decision I'm going to make is I'm getting a new recliner for that governor's mansion, because that thing's full of cheese nibblers and crackers. So we're getting that thing out of there.
Oh my God. That was good. That was a good answer, by the way. Let's go, Jessica. That was good.
Cool. So you talked a little bit about business attraction. So I want to pivot to that a little bit. I'm very curious, as we, make plans to attract businesses from the outside. What are your plans to ensure that our small businesses, small in-state businesses, are able to thrive? Like, what are you going to do to help streamline processes towards obtaining, necessary paperwork and things to be able to establish a business in our state? And what incentives would you create for folks starting a business in state?
Yeah, one of the things that, and I'm the only candidate to propose anything like this, but one of the things I want to do here in the state is I want to grow Black entrepreneurship here in the state of Alabama. I want to grow woman-owned business entrepreneurship here in the state of Alabama. And what I plan on doing is have seminars that the state provides that we travel the whole time I'm in office. I mean, not me, this seminar, obviously, but and what we're going to do is we're going to go into communities and we're going to try to get Black entrepreneurs, woman-owned entrepreneurs, all minority entrepreneurs, and try to start the process of educating how to start businesses from A to Z, from getting from the starting off of getting your tax ID number to getting your business license. But more importantly, we're going to teach Alabamians what opportunities are out there for minority businesses in the terms of federal grants and loans and things like that. I can just tell you this, there is no question in my mind, if we have an Alabama thriving with Black business and woman-owned business, this will be one of the strongest states in the Southeast. When it comes to small business in general, the kind of the companies that I want to recruit and the kind of industry I want to recruit are top earning jobs with healthcare benefits, with retirement. I'm not interested in assembling plants that want to pay $1 over minimum wage. I'm after good quality jobs. This is what I know you guys don't know this about me, but this is what I do is I put deals together, and I know that if I have the resources of the state of Alabama behind me. And the other thing we've got to do here in the state of Alabama, I have spent a lot of time in the Black Belt region of Alabama meeting with mayors, even in Selma, and I will tell you this: it's a travesty what's happened in Selma, Alabama. How the town has dilapidated there with boards over the windows and things like that. I was just there for the bridge crossing, and you know it's one of the crown jewels of the state of American history, and we've got to do a better job in places like Selma. But hopefully, when I bring in this industry, it's going to trickle down and help small business owners out by these people spending that money with them.
Love it.
Tim, if you don't mind, I have a follow-up question.
Go ahead.
So this question kind of ties economic development back to education. As you probably heard, I've worked in a number of states, and in some states, you will see a situation where folks will be given incentives to attend junior colleges, community colleges, to get trades surrounding, carpentry or electricians. And we do have a shortage of trade workers right now in a lot of places. And I do see that as something that, we could benefit from, not just only from like our businesses standpoint, but also that is another avenue in which people can make money. You already talked about having folks in prison be able to take classes to get licenses to be able to do this type of thing. So I'm curious about what incentives you would provide for folks who say, okay, maybe a traditional 4-year college isn't for me, but would prefer to go to a community college in state to basically become licensed in some of these other, trade industries. So what is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, one of the things that I want to do here is create the Alabama Job Corps Center program, and it'll be part of the recruiting tool that these industry recruiters will have in their arsenal as well. And for instance, let's just say we're talking about Mobile, Alabama, where they're big into shipbuilding, where they're big into aerospace. Well, I want to have Alabama Job Corps Center in that area that will be trained trades that we'll be recruiting out of Montgomery down there. That'll teach things like welding. That'll teach like a machine shop course, things like that. And so I will tell you this, in my opinion, college degrees right now, because of AI, AI can do so many jobs of so many people with those degrees right now that trade programs and trades are going to be the future of America when it comes to our citizens making a living. So I agree with you. They're very important.
That's good.
So that brings me to another question that I had with the way that AI is shifting the job market. How do you see Alabama adapting our workforce so that people are trained for the kinds of jobs that AI can't replace?
Yeah, it starts with you know here's the thing. What I'm going to be able to work with probably are the people that are coming out of school, because so many older people are set in their ways. And so one of the things that I'm going to focus on is the people that are young or in their 20s that are looking to start careers. And that's where we want to get those folks trained. But I'm open to, I just think it's going to be, I think people that are 45, 50, 60 years old, this is going to be a tough road. It's a whole different way of life than what we've been used to our whole life. And I don't know if it's too late for us, but I think the new generation coming out has to focus more toward trades, or I don't think the jobs are going to be there like they used to be for a college graduate.
I got one more on that topic. Yeah. What restrictions do you think need to be in place with AI? We know at the federal level, they're not really doing much. The Trump administration is actually kind of pushing AI and letting it be the wild, wild west. Are there any restrictions that you think Alabama should put in place to protect workers and families and young people, or do you think it?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you why, because it's destroying people's life. I hate to say it, but I don't know if you read about the college athlete over in Mississippi that somebody made a really bad, let's just say, AI photo of her that was not true, and it got spread across the internet. And even some of the ESPN commentators commented on it and showed it on that, and then had to go back and issue apologies for what they had said about this young lady, because after they found out they had spoken too soon, they were basing their facts and opinions off of an AI generated picture. So yes, it's dangerous. It can ruin people's life. I've had instances of it just at the level I've gotten to in this campaign. So yeah, just what you said, it is the wild, wild west, and there's going to have to be things put in place by people probably a lot smarter than me to somehow keep it in check, if that's even possible.
Yeah.
It's scary to me.
Well, I see the chat has questions as well, and we'll let the chat ask questions, and later on in the show, we'll put the questions on the screen.
Okay.
Jessica, here you go. It's on you, Jessica.
Thank you. So I want to pivot a little bit. Would love to know, I think we've seen an uptick in many polling places being closed, and I think this is important, especially if you're running for governor. You know, you need to people need to have access to the ballot to be able to vote for you or just exercise their right in general. This has especially been happening in more rural and minority communities. They've been closing at a higher rate, leaving people having to drive longer distances to cast their ballot. And in a lot of ways, people see this as, you know, a voter suppression tactic because they feel as though voters are being disenfranchised. Would love to hear about like your thoughts on that, and like if you have any type of solution for how we deal with that type of with those type of closures.
Yeah, and you know, it's some what you're saying too. Sometimes it sounds like it's being done intentionally to sway votes, because typically in rural and minority areas, they might vote differently than what the winning formula here is in Alabama currently in some cases. So here's what I say. Every town or city in the state of Alabama, we've got to assure its citizens that they've got ample opportunity to go cast their vote. I'm a believer in that. I believe everybody should have an easy access to get to the polls. And I have heard of some small cities. And when I traveled out in the Black Belt, saying they didn't have proper voting locations available. So what you're saying is accurate, but I'm not for it.
Can I do a follow real quick with that?
Yeah.
Can you tell the people who watching who might be not educated enough to know how important it is to vote, or can you tell us like how important it is to go out there and vote and what that means to us, as far as we don't probably know what it means to vote and how important it is? Can you explain that to us, how important it is to vote?
Yeah, and what's happening here in the state of Alabama, as a state, our elected officials are being elected by 60 and 70 and 80-year-old people because they're the only ones, for the most part, getting out to the ballot box on election day. And one of the things that this campaign has been able to do is we have the most diverse voting base in the state of Alabama. We've got Democrats, we've got Republicans, we've got independents, we've got libertarians, we got black, we got white, we've got brown, we've got people from every orientation in the state of Alabama. And so what I've tried, my message is, if you will just get out and make that simple trip to the voting box, we can change this state. And I think in the political climate we're in, I ran in the last election and I'm running in this election. This is my, if I win, I will move forward. If I don't win, I'll be done with politics for my lifetime. But I have explained to people how important it is to get out and vote. And I feel like what I was saying, this election is not even close to being similar to the last election 4 years ago. There's a different feeling in the air. People are frustrated, and people feel like they've had the rug pulled over their eyes. And so I think if young people will get out, and I think they are this time, it's gonna be a huge difference in the way our state moves forward.
You got it, Tim?
I got a question about you. You mentioned you ran before. What did you learn from your last run to this one?
Good question.
Just to be quite honest, like the first thing I learned is I couldn't argue with everybody that said something bad about me. I was too thin-skinned, and so I got a lot better in that. Learned how to duck those blows or let them fly over my head. So I've gotten a lot better at that. The thing that I've also learned is there's one thing about all Alabamians. They want to be told the truth. I tell my daughter every single day, because she's running our business over there in Dothan, when there's a problem, you always tackle that problem with respect and honesty. And if you do that, you can work anything out. As long as you do that. If you start lying to people or BSing them, then it's going to go south. I take that same approach here in the state of Alabama. I put myself in a lot of tough positions just because I answer the questions honestly. But at the end of the day, that is what's helped our movement. And you were talking about the 45,000 people on Facebook. What's so crazy, their new analytics says we have over 400,000 followers. 350-something thousand just haven't followed the page. And so the reason I say that, we have enough people right now following this campaign to win an election here in the state of Alabama, but it all depends on them getting out and voting. That's the whole ticket.
Wow.
And we're going to share the Dega Nation on there tonight when I get finished. So we're going to try to beat that 9,000.
I appreciate that, Mr.
I'm going to do everything I can.
Real quick, I got a question for you. Like, how do you come about raising money? How do you raise money?
That's the toughest challenge I face here in the state of Alabama, honestly. And I'm not a good person in general for asking for things. It's just not in my DNA. And so that's been something I've had to adjust to. I don't deal with the elite citizens of the state of Alabama is typically the blue collar Alabamians that support me, and our donations are made up of $5, $10, $20, and we've raised enough to we've raised enough to get through and do the things we need to do as far as expenses. But what we've been able to do, we've been able to work with other people within the state, for instance, on that make commercials, and we work with young people, and we try to let them see, if you want to help us here, we will make sure you have opportunities in the state. If you'll help me with these things, and I do mean that what I say about that. I'm a very loyal person. People that help me, I'm very loyal to, because I feel like that people that help you when they have nothing to gain, no financial, they're helping you, and you can trust those kind of people. And so we've got a lot of people in the state doing services and things like that for me. And so we've been able to work in a blue collar base, but run a campaign. I'll be quite honest with you. I think our campaign is probably the only motivated set of voters of any governor candidate in the state. I mean, our people are motivated right now.
You got it, Justin.
Yeah, keeping, I guess, along that theme, obviously, you're running as a Democrat in a Republican-leaning state. So I'm curious about how you're making the case beyond like your core base that you have right now, that you should be the next governor of Alabama.
Well, the biggest thing, and this is what's helped me a lot, is I don't talk political party lines. We could talk for 3 hours tonight, and you're never going to hear me talk political party lines. Well, part of that is because I'm smart enough to realize I am in a heavily red state here in Alabama. And so you've got that going against you as a Democratic candidate from the get-go. But I also believe in my skills as a human being, that I can speak to Alabamians and not have to talk about party line politics. Everything I do always ends with explaining I'm straight up with the citizens. I say, if you want to see me advance, it's going to take Democrats, independents, libertarians, and Republicans to help me get through. And if you speak truth, people respond to it.
Wow, that's good. Tim, you got it, Tim?
Yeah. Along that same line, like you said, like we talked about, we are in a Republican majority state.
Mm-hmm.
Republicans control the state house, the state senate, the legislature, the constitutional offices. As governor, how would you navigate that when, for more or less the entirety of the state governing body would be of the opposing party to you? How do you navigate that and then trying to fight you at every turn?
Well, so let me first explain, and the people you're talking about, for the most part, those are elitist type people in the politics you're speaking of right there. And here's what I'm trying to say when I get to my point here is these are people that care about power. These are key people that covet their jobs. And if a guy like myself, Chig Martin, is elected for governor, it is going to shake up the establishment immediately, and it's going to make these people in fear for their jobs if they do not lean and give a little bit, because they're going to see what has happened in the governor's race. So the first thing I want to do is I want to try to build a relationship with all of these people in our state offices, and try to get away from this senseless bickering that's doing nothing for the people, and try to develop friendships, try to develop trust, and try to get us on a point where we're all just working together to get something done here in the state. And it is a hard task, but I believe it's possible.
I love it. I think we probably have about 2 more questions from Tim and Jessica. Then we'll finish with the chat. Let them answer questions.
Okay.
Close it out. All right, let's go, Tim. I mean, Jessica. I'm sorry.
All good. So, you spoke a lot about, just speaking facts and speaking truth. And so I'm just curious about what you would say is your vision for the state. Like, if someone came to you and said, like, what is your vision? Like, what are you hoping that, Alabama looks like as a result of you being elected as the next governor? What would you say?
My whole platform is giving everybody in this state at least the opportunity to improve the quality of their life for themselves and their family. And if it means me being governor, that's going to mean me making sure I do a good job on economic development here in the state of Alabama. I mean, the truth is that one number, sixth ranked state in poverty in America, is what has us in a big peril right now. And so we've got, for instance, in the Black Belt, and I meant to say this earlier, but one of the things I'm committed to is making an investment for once in the Black Belt that's going to be on infrastructure, bridges, technology parks, trade school programs. We've got an entire portion of the state sitting there where people are struggling, where kids go to bed at night, not always with full stomachs, and that's not okay. We've got a part of the state where people flush their toilet and it's running out of pipe 100 foot behind their house and dumping over a cliff for years. And I mean, this is the United States of America. This is Alabama. That's not acceptable. And so we've got to be committed to working on places like that, and that's how the whole general concept. We gotta give people opportunity to have a better quality of life, and that falls directly. I will take full responsibility for that. That's what we've not had in the state. It is my job, if I'm elected, quickly to get more opportunities for Alabamians to make a better living. So
That's good.
Well, I want to pivot again. I know we've been pivoting a lot, but I'm pivoting one more time to talk about Medicaid or Medicare. I know that you support expanding Medicaid. Can you explain to us, for the folks who don't know, what expansion means for Alabama? And then,
yes,
secondly, let's start with
no,
that.
no. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Okay, yeah. So I actually am the only candidate that has a bona fide plan for health care. Probably the only one in the country that has a plan. I don't just talk about statistics of what our problems is, but what I want to do for health care here in the state of Alabama. I want to have 4 areas across the state that we have that they're gaming areas with full casino gambling. I want to have golf courses. I want to have family entertainment in these places. I want to have concert amphitheaters. I want every Alabamian to be able to get to one of these facilities within a 2-hour drive. Okay? I want these facilities to be run by state employees, overseen by an elected board of officials that are elected by the citizens of our state. And I want the profits of this to go into our own Alabama Gaming and Healthcare Fund. If you make $10,000 to $20,000 a year here in Alabama, you will get so much from that fund, and it's for healthcare cost only. You don't get the cash in hand. It's got to go. This is a healthcare fund. You make 20 to 30,000, you might get a little less, and so on. Other parts of this fund, I want to go. Thank you. I want to go toward helping our rural hospitals that are closing at an alarming rate. And I've been to these communities where they're boarded up. I want to, and when it comes to healthcare, the last thing is, and I also want to have basic healthcare services in every rural area, at least within a 30 or 40-minute drive of people in rural areas in the state where they don't have anything. But one of the most important things, I want to create a non-existent mental health care program. Doesn't matter what part of the state you're in, you see people walking around that need mental help, and there's nothing here that our state has to offer them. I spoke to the sheriff of Cherokee County, Alabama, and he he made a good point to me. He said, I cannot arrest somebody that has mental health care problems that are driving them to commit crimes. He said, they need mental health care. And he said, we pick them up, we take them to, I call them the red brick building. Every county has one, the Department of Health or whatever. They drop them off there, and by the end of the day, they're right back on the streets. We need real viable mental health care here in the state of Alabama, and we've got to stop ignoring that.
Wow. Look, quick update, real quick. I know BJ Wells, the co-host, he had to get off for a minute. His stomach hurt. Stomach started hurting, so he had to get off for a minute. So I want y'all to know he just left, but he had to get off for a minute. He had a little upset stomach. I don't know what my boy ate today, but he had to get off for a quick second.
Not you telling his business.
Well, I ain't want to lead. I ain't want y'all to know he just left. If he'll do it to me, I'm telling you. If I just left like that, he will make a joke out of it. I'm telling you. Go, Jessica. Here you go.
Hey, I wanted to say, by the way, that is the Alabama Gaming and Healthcare Fund. That's all I wanted to say, what I was talking about.
That's good, though. That's good. Let's go, Jessica.
Okay, well, I guess this is our final question.
Jessica's got hard questions.
I know a question hate to see me coming. Because if it's a question to be asked, I'm going to ask it.
We got more time. You got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So, dang, I thought we was on the last question. Okay, so I can ask some real questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God.
So, speaking about healthcare, I want to talk about women's health.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know a little bit more about your stance on abortion. Obviously, Alabama has one of the strictest abortion laws in the country, and want to know your thoughts about how our state should deal with women's reproductive rights. And secondarily, considering situations of rape and also incest, what are your thoughts about how we handle our women's reproductive rights?
Yeah, I'm totally for medical freedom in this country and in this state. I believe that your business with your doctor, whatever that business may be, that those two parties are capable of handling whatever healthcare decisions are to be made. It's just like, here's the thing. As a man, we don't have people meddling in our business because we can't have a child. So we get a kind of a clean pass. We really don't have any, but I try to put myself in the position of a woman. And I will say this, one of the biggest problems here in the state is I've tried to say as a state, when let's just say a young lady gets pregnant out of wedlock, she gets stuck on an island by herself. She's scared to talk to her family. She's scared to talk to anybody. And you know what? We shouldn't leave young women or any woman on these islands by themselves. We should have some kind of support services from the state. I will tell you this, I want to offer, let's just say there's a young woman, she's going to have the option if she thinks she needs an abortion, but let's give her the option if that's something that's weighing in on her personally and doing that, let's try to see if we can't work out programs where other families in Alabama that can't have children, but want a child. And maybe we get these programs worked out where maybe this young woman says, I would rather have the child and give it to a loving family than have an abortion. I just don't think it's clear cut. And I think if we provided more support and options, this wouldn't have to be so just one dimensional in the decision for the lady. But I believe in supporting women, and I believe whatever decision they make on something like that is the final decision. As governor, I don't want to be in anybody's healthcare business personally.
Wow, yeah, that's good. We got questions.
Let me have one more.
Go ahead, Tim. We got questions for the chat. After Tim answer this question, we got questions from the chat. Y'all got it from here though. Y'all got it from. I'm just sit back and just chill. Y'all got it.
This a double part one, Chad.
Okay.
One, do you support legalizing or decriminalizing marijuana?
Ooh, that's
Well, let me just tell you, and as you heard in my bio, I opened the first hemp and CBD store in the state, and I opened it because as a former college football player, I meet up with old injuries and arthritis, and it helped me, and so I loved it. Well, here's my take on natural medicine. Not only do I support it, but I want to be a leader in the global market in this state. Alabama is a farming state where we have farmers that are struggling right now, and they're having to take subsidies from the federal government to get because they can't sell most of their crops. Well, I'm offering the opportunity for us to embrace this, be a leader globally in natural medicine and natural medicinal herbs. And to take it a step farther, I would like to see our agricultural schools become leaders in teaching systems, meaning that we train the professors within that industry that go out throughout the country and throughout the world. We are always at the very end. 36 out of 50 states have the marijuana decriminalized as a state. And we're trending to be right there at the end when there's nothing left in it. All the money will be sucked dry. But if we could get the natural medicine, I would like to have natural medicine legal and available here in Alabama. I'd like to have a competitive market, but all the products would have to be from certified laboratory. They'd have to be inspected by certified laboratories with the paperwork and everything. So I'm offering a safer alternative than meeting in the back alley of a Circle K, possibly getting. This is the thing about it. I'm a realist. Everybody in this state can get cannabis with an hour. If somebody told you you've got 1 hour to find cannabis in Alabama and you can get $100,000, guarantee you'd find it. Guarantee you would find it. And so, yeah. And so I want the cannabis funds in our state. And sometimes people say you should just make it legal and tax the heck out of people. I say you make it legal and tax people normally. I don't think taxing the heck out of the people is always the solution here. And so I would like to see natural medicine sales be what rebuilds our infrastructure in this state. All these potholes in rural counties and all these narrow bridges that are dangerous in this state. And that could all be fixed by us just stepping to the forefront and being a global leader in natural medicine.
That's good.
One more question. I promise it's the last one.
No, that's all right.
You got one, and then I got one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Back to back, then. Let's go.
With the
Take a drink.
making marijuana legal to sell and purchase in the state, use in the state, we also have to look at the criminal justice side where there are tens, hundreds of, maybe, I don't know if hundreds of thousands, but tens of thousands of folks who are in prison in Alabama for trafficking marijuana, nonviolent felonies. Would you be willing to pardon those folks who are in prison for trafficking marijuana who don't have any violence attached to it?
Yeah, and just to be clear, I'm for that, but it'd be specifically for cannabis charges. There couldn't be additional charges on with them. But yes, and see, here's the thing. I have to explain this to people when we talk about like some people will ask me, can I grow it in my yard? Yes, you can grow it in your yard, but you can't sell it because like anything in this state, you've got to be a registered business and pay state sales tax. You got to pay county sales tax, city sales tax. And so, yeah, even though all this would be legal, there would still be business standards that just like any other business that had to be followed in the state, but you could grow it for personal use. But yes, I would have no problem. I think we are wasting hard-earned taxpayers' money housing a person in jail for marijuana. Okay, that's just the way I feel about it. I always tell people, how many fights do you see at the local bars, and how many fights have you ever heard of at the local dispensary? Zero. Marijuana use. The only time you're in danger of a marijuana user is if you're standing in direct route of the refrigerator. You might get run over.
Let's go, Jessica. That was good, man. Good question, by the way, Tim. Good question.
So there has been, you talked a little bit about the uses of taxes for various things. Curious about your thoughts around not just like traditional infrastructure like roads and like bridges and stuff like that, but also how we are dealing with our housing crisis. The price of housing is going up significantly. Um, and I'm curious about what you think is the solution, not only for the shortages that we're seeing in some places, but then also the rise of costs and the lack of affordability, the lack of access to affordable housing in our state.
Yeah, and that all boils down to livable wages. I mean, and you're right. I mean, things are getting so expensive. And so that's why economic development, recruiting, and targeting top earning jobs is the only solution to that. I mean, I could say 100 different things, but we have to get our people making more money in the state. Being the sixth ranked state in poverty, housing rising is not a good combination, Jessica. And so that's why. And I wanted to say this: we have some areas of the state where, and a lot of people don't know this as citizens, but in some of our, say, crime-ridden areas of the state, the housing values in those areas have went completely down. Oh, I mean, 30-40%. Well, here's the problem we face. That local school system, part of their money is based off property taxes and how much that land is worth. So that's why it's very important to step into communities like that and start building and putting the good jobs there and raising that property values in those areas. Not only, I mean, does that help? First of all, people have got good jobs and property values are going up, but you're helping that school system get the correct money they need to run that school properly if we can get property tax stuff.
That's good. That's great. I have a question for the chat real quick.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Martin, does Chad have any plans to strengthen the support for kids with autistic in Alabama?
Autistic?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Now, here's the great thing about that. I've got a lady named Lori Beth that's my campaign manager, and she 100% volunteers to help me because we like I said, we're one of the lowest funded campaigns in the state, but she treats her job just like her and her husband are vegetable farmers, the only farm in the city limits of Tuscaloosa, hardworking people. But one of her passions is creating programs for autism. And before she joined my campaign, she said, I will help you, but she said, you have to let me do something to help the citizens of this state that suffer from autism. So Lori Beth, that's her. I mean, I know you guys don't know her, but that's like her baby is creating better opportunities for people with autism here in the state.
Wow.
And I promised her I'd let her do that. So
real quick. That's good. That's great. Real quick, because Talladega, I'm from Talladega, Alabama, born and raised.
from where?
We Talladega. We all say Talladega. We say Talladega.
I say Talladega.
Okay, Talladega. There you go.
Yeah.
I go network and stuff. They say Talladega.
They watch that Will Ferrell movie too many times,
So okay, we're gonna say Talladega then. Since you
yeah.
What can some things? How can we build up Talladega? Like, cause it's so like a ghost town, right? There's so many abandoned buildings that ain't been used. What can you think we create some funds, some money to create Talladega so people don't have to move to Huntsville, Mobile, Birmingham? They always move to other places because there's no jobs created in Talladega. What can we do to change that?
We got to try to get the mayor to run again and get that thing straightened up there. And no, here's the thing. I will say this. I have set your newspaper office is right downtown there in Talladega. You know where I'm talking about? I don't know. Yeah. So Talladega is like a lot of small communities here in the state of Alabama. It's kind of tough logistically where places like Talladega sit. It's in between all the big stuff. It's Atlanta one way, Birmingham one way, and then I've made those rides from Talladega up to Gadsden and Oxford and all that stuff up there. But here's the thing with Talladega, it's all about good local leadership. And it was funny, we had that question earlier about was local, and that was such a hard question because there's really no right answer, because local leadership is so important, as the mayor will tell you there. And then you've got things, and I'm sure the mayor faced this, probably so many things he wanted to do, but not the resources that he needed to accomplish those. And that's why it's so important as a governor to create this economic explosion here in the state of Alabama, to get that money out to places like Talladega. And let me just tell you this, I talked about Selma, but Talladega is one of the most famous cities in the state of Alabama too. I mean, you can turn it to Netflix and pull up a movie that has Talladega in the title, so yeah, it's a very important city here in the state of Alabama, both historically, but it's going to take a better state generating more money, and that finding its way out to places like Talladega.
Wow. I want one more question from Tim and Jessica.
Okay.
One more question. You got it.
I'll let you go, Tim.
Okay. So being a former mayor, I got to ask you about Alabama's home rule. And for the people who don't know what home rule is, basically it means giving local governments like the city of Talladega more power to handle our issues, whatever they may be, ourselves, instead of needing the state legislature to sign off. If you think about when you go vote, you'll see a whole bunch of amendments that you can vote on, and you're like, why am I voting on for something, water in Mobile? Why am I voting for something in the city I don't live in, right? So that's what home rule is. So my question for you, Chad, is do you support stronger home rule for Alabama cities, so local communities can make their own decisions about what they need or what they don't need without having to go through that extra step of going through the state legislature?
Absolutely, because the state legislator, unless there's a legislator from your community, they don't know anything about your community, and so I mean, a local person is elected from the trust of the people in that area, and you should be able to make the decisions you need to for your community. I'll stand with you on that.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That was a great question. All right, Jeff, Ms. Moss, you got it.
Perfect. Thank you.
He said your question's hard.
Is she? I don't know I don't ever know where she's coming. Well, she's all up there in Washington, D.C., and I'm down here in Enterprise, Alabama,
I'll always be home. I'm there more than anywhere else. So, question, I'm sure there have been a lot. This has been very big in the media as of late. And instead of detailing it, I'm just going to ask you what is your plan for immigration?
Yeah, and I'll just explain real quickly how I feel about immigration. And I can only speak, like I was just talking about the mayor and his community. I can only speak for the community I live in. This is what I see every day. And for those of you who don't know, Enterprise, Alabama is a farming community. We farm peanuts, we farm chickens, and we have chicken processing plants. Well, guess what? That entire industry depends on the immigrant community. And if you were to take all of the illegal immigrants out of Enterprise, Alabama, our business bottlenecks up and shuts down right here in this town. So they're important parts of the economic growth of the state. I will tell you this about immigrants too. One thing I've noticed, some of the most family-oriented people that I have ever met, you will rarely see an immigrant family not walking, holding their child's hand, so my point is, some of the finest people that I know are from the immigrant community. I don't have a problem with the people that are in gangs and promoting violence, hurting people. They don't have that right to be in our country as an illegal immigrant. But if you're here working, just trying to find a better way of life, I don't have any problems with anybody. That's just my personal opinion.
That's good. That's good. Oh, we're coming to a closing, you guys. Anything you want from us? And how can we help you?
Yes. Well, here's the thing. One of the things I've prided myself on is, and I've done this for 6 months. I make sure that we do everything just like we're doing there with Dega Nation. I mean, I think it's important for a candidate to be in these positions and let all of your panel and let the state of Alabama see how I handle myself. And I will tell you this, I am a candidate in a primary for governor in Alabama. I don't know everything that there is to know about being the governor in this state. So I like to let people know that first and foremost. But I will tell you this, if I get the opportunity to get set behind that wooden desk in Montgomery, I promise you on my word, I'm going to use it for good. I'm going to use it where all Alabamians get treated equally, fairly, and have all their rights and benefits and privileges as an Alabamian that you deserve be upheld. And like I said, you're going to see a diverse governorship here in Alabama. This is why we've done so well so far in this state. I mean, this campaign is literally for everybody. Doesn't matter what political party, doesn't matter what way you live your life. I mean, I am trying to bring this state together. And we are tired of living in the last ranked state in almost every measurable category. It doesn't have to be that way. And I would appreciate all of you guys' support. And I want you to know I'm accessible, even if elected, to all of you. I'll do this show as an elected candidate, as governor for you right here in the state. That's just the way we operate. That's a problem.
That's good. I got another question for you in the chat, though. You say I'm learning that money really plays a big part in these political race. How does someone with lower funding fight their way to the top?
Well, that's why I have the citizens driven movement, which is hundreds of thousands of Alabamians that have bought into a program by me that if these folks will all work and help me and promote and share and do all of these things, every single one of them offset special interest dollars. And they have bought into this. And I mean, this campaign is all over the place on social media every single day. And that is the citizens driven movement at work. It's not me. And so that's how I always tell people, this is your state. I work for you. That's the attitude I take. And people have bought in and believe that, which it is the truth. And so we're fighting money with people. And I like our odds with the people at this point.
I got a quick question real quick.
Yeah.
One thing about Dega Nation Live, we always get love. We show flowers. We don't talk about people on this show. But I got a question. I want to know, how do Miss K Ivy keep winning every year?
Yes.
How she do it?
Yeah, and what's so bad is I've been around her, and I'll never talk bad about any candidate, but I will speak factual. And she is really not even in the correct health that a governor needs to be in to run the state. She struggles just getting around, much less running the state. It's just, I think with the way things are happening literally right now in this world, people might see an opportunity for change and they might be thinking differently. But yeah, I don't think Kay Ivy's been a good governor for us personally. I know that a lot of the Republicans love her, but I can't really tell you anything she's done that's made me or my family's life any better. I mean, I had my hemp business closed because of her, and so did the other 2,500 hemp stores around the state. I mean, I don't believe government. I mean, it's legal federally. I don't believe our state government should be putting people out of business. So I don't think she's done a good job. I think she's in there by habit of the people in this state. are taught to believe that Republican is the only way, regardless. And I think a lot of people are seeing it's okay to be a little more open-minded. Things are changing.
Yeah, that's good. I'm sorry, y'all. One more question, man.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I want one more question from each one. I want one more question from Tammy. I want one more question from Justin. That's it. This is the last question. One more. Close.
Go ahead, Justin.
Now you got it.
Okay. All right. My question is this: you get a little scenario. You win the primary in May. You win the general election in November. And we fast forward 4 years. What does Alabama look like after 4 years of a Chad Martin governor?
First of all, it's going to be an Alabama that gets along better, because you're going to see people will ask me things about DEI and things that that most people don't want to talk about. And what I say is, you're going to see that in my leadership. That's what's going to make the change in the state. We've not seen a governor come in and put a cabinet that is multicolored with people around them. It's going to start from day one being different. It's going to be an aggressive approach to recruiting economic development here in the state, because that is a fix-all. I'm going to be aggressive on trying to get legislators to get the Alabama Gaming and Healthcare Fund out for people. And just like that, this is a plan that is an economic mechanism developed by our state that funds our people with these unaffordable healthcare prices. And it's the gift that keeps giving our citizens. And guess what? We're not taking one dime or depending on the federal government. I am creating self-sufficient, sustainable things right here in our state. And so you're going to see a lot of, I will tell you this, I'm going to be working 40 to 60 hours a week. You're going to see a huge difference right away. And because my name means something to me, just so you guys know that. And so when I say these things, I mean them, because I want my name to be left in a good light. If I were to able to be elected governor, I want people to say he was a good governor for us here in the state of Alabama. That means something to me personally.
That's good. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yep.
Miss Moss, you got the last question. I got one more out there.
I feel like maybe you should ask your question first.
Okay.
Well, no, it's not my question. This is what I want you to do too. I want you to go back and watch this show, Mr. Mar. Chad.
I am. Yeah.
Go back and answer these questions, because you got a lot of questions in here. I can't get to all the questions.
Okay.
So one of the questions said, does he have a plan to bring NIL to Alabama?
Name, image, likeness.
Yes, sir.
Don't we already have it though?
No,
I
sir.
mean,
You don't have a law. No.
Not here.
Oh, not a lot, but the players can get paid right now.
No, sir. No, it's not. Not in college they can, but not.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're talking about high school.
Yeah, high school too, as well. High school, because I know Georgia high school, like Mississippi, everybody got it, but we don't have it here in Alabama.
I will tell you this: I don't have any problem with people getting paid for what they're worth and what they deserve. But I will tell you this: as a former college football player, I feel like I deserve, and I played and graduated 5 years, but it's real disheartening to me to start pulling for a team one year and then the next year the whole team's dismembered. One's at Nebraska, one's at Texas, and I mean, and it's taken a lot away from. I mean, I see your friend had an Alabama shirt on. That the team changes every year now. I mean, and so I kind of missed that, where guys were there 4 or 5 years, where you could watch them develop. And I will tell you this, just so you know this, one of my good friends, I have 2 friends that are head college football coaches, one at Chattanooga and one at Richmond. And both of them said, people don't see the big picture of what's happening here. They're getting their great players into Richmond and or Chattanooga, and their best players after 2 years are getting the calls from SEC schools saying, hey, guess what? We need a defensive end, but we don't need you to be our starter, but we'll give you $90,000 a year to come here and be the backup.
Yeah,
and these small schools are losing their best players because they don't have the money. I mean, and so it's really kind of messed up the whole balance of the game, so to speak. I mean, the small schools are suffering, man.
I think they're getting paid before they even make a play on the field.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
would you turn down $100,000, $200,000? You in college, you probably struggling. Your parents struggling. Your family struggling.
I wouldn't turn down $80 or $90. You know, I would have took it, honestly.
All right, here we go, Jessica. Last question from you.
Okay, final last question. So
Okay.
Tim asked you, in 4 years, you've been governor, what does it look like? I'm going to ask you, okay, you're inaugurated. What are you doing the first 90 days? What are your top priorities in that first 90 days? So you're elected, you're sworn in, boom, 90 days, top three priorities.
Well, the first thing is, and this is something unique about this campaign, we're not going to have a big inauguration parade. We're going to have the biggest street taco party ever in the history of Montgomery, Alabama. And so all of the people are fired up. People always joke about that. Yeah. And it's going to be Alabama-based musicians and tacos. So anyway, and for all the people to come to. But when it starts, all seriousness, what I'm going to do here in Alabama is it's very important for me to assemble this industry recruiting team that I want to put together. And I already have people that I've talked to that are in that level of business and sales. And I want to put these people together, and I want them to start scouring the globe looking for high-tech, top-earning jobs and recruiting them here to Alabama with the governor's assistance. I want to start working with legislators to try to get a vote on the floor to get the lottery out to the citizens to vote on. I want the legislate because I know that's going to pass, and I know that's going to have an immediate impact on our school systems and on our teachers' salaries. So those are two very important things that I would get going quickly.
Wow. Oh man, that's closing. That was the last question we had tonight for Dega Nation Live. I enjoyed it.
Y'all got a great show. Thank you so much for letting me be here tonight. I really appreciate it.
I was going to give you the flow. I was going to let you close it out.
Okay.
I want to let you close it out. You can share anything you want to share as far as being your supporters, either your mother, your dad. It's your time to shine right now. You can kind of shout out people who got you here where you at right now. Why you, Mr. Chad Martin, why you the person you are today. It's your chance to just give people their flowers as well and get that, talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I can tell you this, is you played that music video earlier. I hope people will understand that I truly love the state. I love this state so much I write music in my spare time about it. So this is not just a position to me. This is my whole life I spent in the state of Alabama, with the exception of my time at Chattanooga. I love our people. We got diverse people. I mean, you've got the technological part of the state in Huntsville, till we got the Cajun part of the state in Mobile. We've got the good folks around Talladega over there with the largest speedway in the nation. And we've got Montgomery with this, some of the greatest people. We got a great state, and I want to be a leader for you guys. I want people to know that one of the things I've made a commitment to do is every single week have a live online program where citizens can come in and directly ask me questions, and we'll give as many answers as we can. I just think that our governors get elected and go hide from our citizens, and you're going to see me. You're going to see me at that women's. Was it what did they win there? Was it basketball?
Basketball.
Yeah. You're gonna see me at schools like that, visiting those local games. You're going to see me at band competitions. You're going to see me at local church events. I just think if I can get out and let Alabama know that there's actually a leader that you can actually talk to, shake hands, communicate with, and that's going to be the difference you see in a Chig Martin administration. Hopefully you guys have seen that tonight. We don't stop until you're finished. You know what I mean? We don't rush your interviews, we stay. If you're going to stay another 2 hours, we'd stay another 2 hours. So, I mean, we're working for it.
Chad, I appreciate you. Jessica, you got some closing thoughts you want to say? Then Tim, you next. And Tim, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to close out with a prayer. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go, Jessica.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for being here. Obviously, I know my questions were, people already said they were a little spicy, but I think it's important for people to know like what they're buying into, whether that's you or someone else.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your candor and your willingness to not skate around the question. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jess. That's nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Likewise.
Yeah, you did great. Question, Chad. All right, go Tim. Here we go.
All right, man. Listen, Chad, I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Questions. If you can give folks the primary date, when is the primary?
May 19th. Of 2026. And yeah, if they want to check us out, we're at Chig Martin for Governor of Alabama on Facebook and www.chadchigmartin.com. And we've even got a merchandise shop in there where you can get shirts and things like that. And so, you know, and like I said, thank y'all so much. Y'all got such a professional show here. All the graphics, everything about it's just top flight. And thank y'all so much. And you know what I tell people? This panel, this is the real Alabama news programs. I mean, you're not leaning any way there. I mean, it's just good, clean journalism for the Alabama resident to find out about people like me. And I thank y'all for the great job you do there. Really awesome job. And I'm gonna get, like I said, I'm gonna share this thing and get y'all some views. So
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thanks my boy Drake Evans too in the background, man. He doing all this behind the scenes, man.
Yeah. Did you get some Rolaids for him?
He turned 32 this weekend. He turned 30 Saturday. You turned what, 59?
58.
58?
Yeah.
Okay. I gave you another year. 58, March 28, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 2 days after my birthday.
Yeah.
My birthday, March 28.
Yeah, getting old, man.
Well, hey, show some love for Mr. Chad in the group
Thank you.
right now.
Sending the love back.
Tim closes out with a prayer, and I salute you, Mr. Chad, for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Glad to call you my friend.
All right, I'm gonna close out in prayer. God, thank you for this conversation and for every person that's listening. Help us to speak truth, to lead with integrity, and to work for the good of our communities. Give us wisdom for the days ahead and hearts committed to justice and compassion. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. God bless all of you.
So much for coming on Dega Nation Live, Mr. Chad.
It's my pleasure. I enjoyed it. Thank y'all so much. See you, Jessica. Bye.
So special.
If you talk about the next crew, guess who? Yes, sir. Drake, Tay, and Big J. Yes, you. Next up, represent for Dega Nation Live. What the best watch do? Watch the podcast go nationwide. I gon' bless you. Stay locked in. Let's break down the best ballers in the county. Name your top 10, top 25. DJ breaking down all these stats with facts who find. If you thought that you was new, but them not facts, not that you lied. They talking about nothing but the GOATs in this conversation. Wasn't the greatest on 18 in this conversation. Giving out honorable mentions all around Dega Nation and giving out flowers and doing some real debating. Like take heed, the best all around athlete that I ever seen. I'm the best all around rapper, others after me. I feel like Boogie Wilson when I'm running, you can't tackle me. I told them people Dega Nation coming, join the winning team. No cap, we ball around here. No cap, some dogs around here. I'm talking about Ben Bean, living legends all around here. The best we done saw around here. So welcome to Dega Nation Live.